Welcome to Rare Coins Numics, where history and value come together in every coin. We're exploring some of the most sought-after state quarters, rare gems that collectors dream of finding. Stick around as we uncover what makes these state quarters so special and why their value continues to surprise. In the year 2000, as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, a new coin was released into circulation. It was the New Hampshire State Quarter, honoring the 9th state to join the Union. Like other state quarters, it featured a unique design that told a small part of the state's story. The front of the coin remained consistent with all others in the series. It featured the familiar portrait of George Washington, first introduced in 1932 by sculptor John Flanagan. But the reverse was where each state added its own character. For New Hampshire, the design showed the famous Old Man of the Mountain, a naturally occurring rock formation that resembled the profile of a man's face. This landmark stood high on Cannon Mountain and was recognized as a symbol of the state. Although the Old Man collapsed in 2003 due to natural erosion, it remains an important symbol, preserved in memory and honored in the design of this coin. Above the rock formation is the state's motto, "Live free or die." These 5 words have been part of New Hampshire's identity since the time of the American Revolution, originally spoken by General John Stark. The words reflect the independent and self-reliant nature that the state is known for. The New Hampshire Quarter was one of 5 coins released that year, along with coins for Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, and Virginia. These quarters were minted in large quantities at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints for general circulation. Proof versions of the coin were also made at the San Francisco Mint, intended for collectors. In total, over 1.1 billion New Hampshire quarters were produced across all mints. Most of these coins were used in everyday transactions. Some were saved in collections, but the majority went unnoticed by the public. For most people, it was just another coin. However, within such a large mintage, unusual pieces sometimes make it through. Minting errors can occur in various forms: misaligned dies, off-center strikes, doubled images, missing elements. These mistakes are uncommon, but they are always of interest to coin collectors. The more unusual and well-documented the error, the more collectible and valuable the coin can become. That brings us to a specific and very rare version of the 2000 New Hampshire State Quarter that stands apart from the rest, not because of its design, but because of how it was produced. In this case, the coin in question was struck as a proof at the San Francisco Mint, but it was missing the S mint mark. This might not seem significant at first, but it's actually a very important detail. Proof coins are made with special care. They are struck multiple times using polished dies and carefully handled to avoid marks or damage. They are not intended for circulation, but instead are sold to collectors in sets. Every San Francisco proof coin includes an S mint mark to indicate where it was made. However, in this rare case, a small number of proof quarters appear to have been struck using planchets. Those are the blank metal discs used for coins that did not have the correct mint mark. Instead of the usual S found on all proof coins from San Francisco, these quarters were missing it entirely. After inspection and confirmation by coin experts and mint historians, the explanation became clear. It's likely that a small batch of blank planchets, originally intended for use in Philadelphia, was accidentally mixed into the production line at San Francisco. These blanks had no mint mark, and when they were used with proof dies during a production run, they resulted in a handful of coins that looked like regular proofs in every way, except for the missing mint mark. This kind of mistake is extremely uncommon. The U.S. Mint has strict procedures in place to prevent such mix-ups. But like in any large-scale operation, rare errors can still occur. In this case, the result was a small group of highly unusual proof coins that, while visually similar to standard issues, were clearly different under close examination. Only a few of these error coins have been found, and all have undergone authentication by professional grading services. One example, in particular, was graded by PCGS with a designation of PR 70 Deep Cameo. That means the coin was in perfect condition, showing no signs of wear and featuring the strong contrast between the frosted design elements and the mirror-like background that is characteristic of high-quality proof coins. Because of its rarity, confirmed minting error, and pristine condition, this particular New Hampshire quarter became extremely valuable to collectors. It wasn't just a mint mistake, it was a certified anomaly with a traceable origin and a verified story. Serious collectors were interested not just because of how rare it was, but because it represented a genuine, documented slip in the minting process. That combination of rarity, condition, and confirmed error can result in a much higher value than normal. When this specific coin came to auction, it attracted a lot of attention. Collectors and dealers recognized the opportunity to own a piece that was not only rare, but fully certified and historically significant. After competitive bidding, the final sale price of the coin reached an impressive total. The New Hampshire quarter, originally worth just 25 cents, was sold for $57,000. That's right. A small coin, released into circulation with millions of others, ended up being worth more than many new cars today. All because of a rare and verifiable minting error. The next rare quarter in today's video brings us to the smallest state in the US, Rhode Island. Though small in size, Rhode Island has a big presence in the world of coin collecting, thanks to one very unusual coin that has become a standout from the State Quarters program. This quarter was released in 2001 as part of the U.S. Mint's ambitious 50 State Quarters program, which launched in 1999 and ran until 2008. Each coin in the series was designed to highlight a particular aspect of a state's identity, culture, or history. Rhode Island was the third state featured in 2001 and the 13th overall. Its design is simple but elegant. The reverse side features a vintage sailboat cruising across Narragansett Bay, with the iconic Claiborne Pell Bridge rising gracefully in the background. The open water and soaring bridge are symbols of the state's long-standing connection to the sea. Rhode Island is called the Ocean State, and for good reason. More than 400 miles of coastline wrap around its bays and inlets. This nautical theme reflects Rhode Island's legacy in maritime trade, shipbuilding, and sailing. The quarter's design was chosen by a panel of local officials and artists, and eventually approved by the U.S. Secretary of the Treasury. The obverse side of the coin is the traditional profile of George Washington, the same design used across all state quarters, originally sculpted by John Flanagan in 1932. Together, these two sides make up a coin that is both visually pleasing and rich in meaning for Rhode Islanders and collectors alike. The coin was struck at 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced the coins for general circulation. In total, Philadelphia struck over 423 million of them, while Denver produced more than 447 million. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Mint handled the proof versions, specially made coins designed for collectors. These proof coins are struck multiple times using polished dies and blanks, giving them sharper details and a reflective finish. San Francisco struck around 3 million clad proof coins and just under 900,000 silver proof coins for Rhode Island. In standard condition, most of these coins aren't rare or expensive. Circulated examples can still be spent at face value, and even uncirculated ones in good condition might only fetch a couple of dollars. But for one particular version of the Rhode Island quarter, the story is very different. This unusual coin started out like any other proof, minted at San Francisco with careful attention and intended for collectors. But when a seasoned coin collector looked closely at the coin, something didn't seem right. The coin had all the hallmarks of a proof: brilliant mirrored surfaces, frosted details, no signs of wear. But it was missing something essential: the S mint mark. This is a detail most people wouldn't notice, but for proof coins, it's a key identifier. All modern proof coins made at San Francisco should carry the letter S to indicate their origin. Without that mint mark, a coin's identity comes into question. The collector submitted the coin for professional grading and authentication. It was carefully analyzed, and to everyone's surprise, it was deemed a genuine proof coin, struck using San Francisco's proof dies, but without a mint mark. It was also graded PR 70 Deep Cameo, the highest possible grade for a proof coin. Experts believe that a small batch of blank planchets intended for circulation coins, those that are typically struck at Philadelphia and do not carry a mint mark, were accidentally sent to the San Francisco Mint. There, they were fed into the proof production line and struck with the proof dies. Since the planchets had no mint mark punched into them, the resulting coins came out with all the visual qualities of a proof, but missing their expected S mark. These types of errors are incredibly rare. The U.S. Mint follows strict quality controls, especially for proof coins, which are produced in much smaller quantities and packaged carefully for collectors. For an error like this to make it through production and packaging is extremely unusual. This rare combination, a proof coin without a mint mark, authenticated and graded PR 70 DCAM, is what makes this Rhode Island quarter so valuable. It's not just the condition that matters, but the type of error and the confirmed documentation behind it. Once verified, the coin was listed for sale at a major auction. Collectors knew right away that it was something special, not just a curiosity, but a true rarity in the State Quarter series. When the bidding opened, interest was strong from the start. As more collectors joined in, the price climbed steadily. Eventually, after multiple rounds of competitive bidding, the final gavel came down. This rare 2001 Rhode Island quarter, once worth just 25 cents, sold for $54,000. That's $54,000 for a single coin, due to a one-time minting error, flawless preservation, and confirmed rarity. It's an incredible example of how small details can make a huge difference in coin collecting. The missing mint mark turned a standard proof into one of the most valuable state quarters ever recorded. So if you have a proof set sitting in storage, it might be worth taking a second look. Check the mint marks, inspect the details, and consider having it evaluated by a professional. Because sometimes, the most ordinary-looking coin could turn out to be something far more valuable than expected. Up next is a coin that captures the deep natural beauty of America's Pacific Northwest. It's the 2005 Oregon State Quarter, and while it may look like just another part of the 50 State Quarters collection, there's one rare version of this coin that has become a standout in the eyes of serious collectors. And in this case, what makes the coin valuable isn't flashy or dramatic, it's a quiet error, easily overlooked, but highly significant. The Oregon Quarter was the 33rd release in the State Quarter series. This program had been running strong since 1999, with each U.S. state featured in the order it joined the Union. When Oregon's turn came in 2005, the chosen design reflected the state's most famous natural landmark, Crater Lake. Located in southern Oregon, Crater Lake is the deepest lake in the United States, formed by the collapse of an ancient volcano. It's known for its stillness, its pure blue color, and the unique wizard island that rises from its surface. The quarter captures this scenery in a wide, calm view, the lake, the island, and the pine-covered rim that surrounds it. It's a peaceful image, not crowded with symbols or dates, and that simplicity makes the design stand out in the entire State Quarter lineup. The public had a voice in selecting Oregon's final design. Citizens submitted ideas, and several versions were reviewed before Crater Lake was officially chosen. That input helped ensure the final coin was something Oregonians could connect with, and collectors could appreciate for its artistic clarity. The front of the coin is consistent with the rest of the series, the profile of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan. Just below Washington's chin, you'll typically see the mint mark, identifying where the coin was produced. That small letter, either P, D, or S, tells us whether the coin came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. For the Oregon Quarter, most were struck in massive numbers for circulation. Over 316 million came out of the Philadelphia Mint, and more than 404 million were produced at Denver. That means, if you have an Oregon Quarter in your pocket change today, chances are it's one of those standard versions. In circulated condition, they're worth exactly 25 cents. Even clean, uncirculated ones usually carry only a modest premium, unless there's something unusual about them. That brings us to the lesser-known versions, the proof coins. These are specially made coins, not intended for regular use, but struck in limited numbers for collectors. They're produced using polished blanks and dies, creating mirror-like backgrounds and sharp details. And all modern proof coins are made at the San Francisco Mint, meaning they carry an S mint mark. Most of the time, proof coins are purchased in sets and kept in protective packaging. They're admired for their detail but not usually valuable, unless something in the minting process goes unexpectedly wrong. And in this case, it did. A small number of 2005 Oregon-proof quarters were discovered to be missing the S mint mark. That single missing letter made a big difference. What should have been a clearly labeled San Francisco proof looked, instead, like a circulation coin, but with all the characteristics of a proof: brilliant finish, frosted features, and no signs of wear. This rare error is believed to have occurred when a blank planchet, meant for use in Philadelphia where coins don't carry a mint mark, was accidentally used in San Francisco's proof process. Since the planchet wasn't marked, the resulting coin came out as a mirror-like proof with no identifying mint letter, something that should not exist under normal conditions. After this coin was discovered, it was submitted to a major grading service for evaluation. It was verified as genuine and assigned a PR 70 deep cameo grade, the highest grade possible for a proof coin. This means it had a flawless surface, sharp contrast between mirrored and frosted areas, and was preserved in pristine condition since the day it was struck. This wasn't the kind of error that affects hundreds or even dozens of coins. Only a few examples like this have surfaced so far. That makes each one a unique piece of modern minting history, quietly rare, quietly important, and quietly valuable. Only a handful of missing mint mark Oregon proof quarters have surfaced, and even fewer have been found in perfect PR 70 quality. That kind of rarity, a genuine mint error combined with a flawless grade, is what pushes a coin into the spotlight. So how much is that version of the 2005 Oregon quarter actually worth today? That specific error coin, a San Francisco proof with no mint mark, graded PR 70, carries a current coin value of $48,000. That's right, a single quarter, struck just 2 decades ago, now valued at $48,000 because of one missing letter and its perfect condition. And what makes this story more interesting is how easily this coin could have gone unnoticed. It could have been overlooked in a proof set, mistaken for a regular quarter, or even spent, had someone not paid attention to what wasn't there. It's a good reminder for collectors, new and experienced alike, to slow down and really look at the details. For most people, the Oregon quarter will always be a beautiful but ordinary piece of pocket change. But for a few lucky collectors, it represents the kind of find that keeps the hobby exciting, proof that even modern coins can still carry rare surprises. Moving to another valuable state quarter, we turn our attention to the 2015 P. Homestead National Monument Quarter, a coin that quietly holds a remarkable story behind its simple design. At first glance, it might appear just like any other in the State Quarter series, but beneath the surface lies a rarity that has captured the interest of serious collectors across the country. The Homestead National Monument, located in Nebraska, marks a historic site tied to one of America's most significant laws, the Homestead Act of 1862. This legislation opened up millions of acres of land to settlers, encouraging families to move west and build new lives from scratch. The quarter's design pays tribute to these pioneers, featuring a modest log cabin surrounded by open plains and a lone tree, with the sun rising behind, a quiet nod to hope, hard work, and the promise of the American frontier. What's interesting about the Homestead Quarter is how it reflects a unique moment in American history. The Homestead Act changed the course of the nation by making land ownership possible for thousands who might never have had the chance otherwise. It symbolizes resilience and the spirit of opportunity, qualities that resonate deeply with collectors who appreciate history as much as the coin itself. This coin also serves as a reminder of the challenges and hardships those settlers faced. Building a home from nothing, working the land, and enduring harsh conditions took immense courage and determination. The design captures that essence without any clutter, just a simple cabin, a tree, and the sun rising, evoking a sense of quiet strength and perseverance. Unlike many other quarters produced for general circulation, this coin comes in a special version, a proof coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with a P. Proof coins are typically produced at the San Francisco Mint and carry an S mint mark, making this Philadelphia proof an unusual and highly prized anomaly. Proof coins are made with extra care, they're struck multiple times on polished blanks, resulting in a mirror-like finish and razor-sharp details that collectors love. But Philadelphia, known mainly for producing circulation coins, rarely makes proofs. So when a limited number of these 2015 homestead quarters were found bearing the P mint mark with proof qualities, collectors took notice immediately. This anomaly likely happened due to a minting error during production, making these coins not only rare but also highly desirable. These Philadelphia proof coins stand apart because they combine the crispness and brilliance of proof coins with a mint mark that's usually reserved for regular circulation pieces. What makes this coin truly special is its extreme rarity. Only a handful are known to exist, and because they combine the unexpected Philadelphia mint mark with flawless proof quality, their value far exceeds typical quarters from this series. The rarity also makes them a fascinating subject for coin experts and hobbyists alike. Each of these coins tells a story not just of history, but of how the minting process can sometimes produce unexpected gems. These coins have been professionally graded and verified as genuine, with many receiving top grades that confirm their pristine condition. This perfect blend of scarcity, condition, and unique origin makes the 2015 P Homestead Proof Quarter one of the most sought-after modern coins on the market. Collectors are drawn to stories like this because they demonstrate how even the smallest details can create extraordinary value. It's a reminder that behind every coin lies a world of history, craftsmanship, and sometimes, unexpected surprises. The current coin value for one of these rare Philadelphia Proof Homestead Quarters is an impressive $31,000. That's an incredible figure for a coin that, in everyday circulation, is worth just 25 cents. This remarkable difference highlights how small minting variations and production anomalies can dramatically impact a coin's worth. It also serves as a reminder that even modern coins, struck within the last few decades, can surprise collectors with hidden treasures. For most, the 2015 Homestead Quarter will remain a simple symbol of American history. But for a fortunate few who discover this rare proof version, it represents a valuable connection to both the past and the fascinating world of coin collecting. Whether you're an experienced collector or just beginning, this coin offers a fascinating glimpse into how minting processes and history intertwine to create something truly special. It also encourages collectors to keep a keen eye when examining coins. Sometimes the most valuable finds come from spotting subtle differences or unexpected details. If you're someone who loves discovering stories behind coins or just appreciates the art of minting, the 2015 P Homestead Quarter is a perfect example of why paying attention matters. Thank you for joining us as we explored some of the rarest and most valuable state quarters in the United States. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more about remarkable coins and hidden collectibles, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We appreciate your support and look forward to sharing more incredible stories with you soon.